Today on BG24 News, Bowling Green State University comes back to life as tents, games, and students flood the campus. From locations to options, BG's robot delivery service is expanding their menu. In a day that will always be remembered, what BGSU did to honor the lives lost during the terrorist attack from 20 years ago.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Good evening and welcome to BG24 News. I'm Macy Austin. Today is September 15th. We begin today with developing news. A BGSU faculty member is facing rape charges. Associate Professor Tim Davis allegedly engaged in sexual conduct with a victim less than 13 years old. There are 3 counts of rape alleged in the charges, all with a minor. The offense allegedly occurred between March 1st and August 8th. BGSU spokesperson Alex Solis said that Davis has been placed on paid leave. The associate professor is scheduled for an arraignment today. We will keep you up to date on BG Falcon Media's website when more information becomes available. If you haven't already, the time is now to get vaccinated. University students, faculty, and staff must submit their full proof of vaccination no later than November 29th. Individuals can be exempt from the mandate for medical, religious reasons. The university also offers a, quote, reasons of personal conscience exemption, which has been questioned by some. BGSU Chief Health Officer Ben Beatty talked with BG24 to provide clarity on personal exemptions.
Yeah, so I don't know that it would be an automatic exemption. So depending if somebody just submitted a statement that says I don't believe in vaccines, we're probably not going to accept that. If they lay out their logic behind it, and we may ask for further documentation, further references or things that they've looked at to kind of come to that conclusion for themselves, we'd engage in that dialogue, and then we might accept something at that point. But we want to make sure that people are really thinking about this critically and making the most appropriate decision for their family.
The vaccine mandate has left some students divided. Reporter Lana Jones went to the students to hear what they had to say.
With the recent vaccine mandate for BGSU, BG24 talked with students on campus and discovered mixed reviews on the mandate.
I'm happy about it. If it means that we can all stay in class and we can all be healthy, then I'm for it. Just as long as you're already wearing your mask and being safe, I don't really think there's like a reason to have it. And I know there's like a lot of people and they have a lot of medical exemptions and it's creating a lot of stress for a lot of people. So I think as long as you're actually, still wearing your mask where you need to or anything like that, it doesn't really, I don't think it's needed. I think it just puts a lot of stress on people who are scared about it.
I agree with it. So it's supposed to keep everyone safe. So as long as we're keeping students safe, I don't have a problem with it.
Proof of vaccination must be submitted no later than November 29th. Exemptions must be submitted no later than November 1st. With BG24, I'm Lana Jones.
While some students support the university's decision, others took action on Tuesday to protest the mandate. Reporter Ethan Watts has more.
Thanks, Macy. We're out here inside of the Bowen-Thompson Student Union and had a chance to talk to some of the protesters about the new vaccine mandate put into place by BGSU. On September 2nd, BGSU President Rodney Rogers released a statement for a vaccine mandate for on-campus individuals starting in the spring semester. Some students still believe the requirement itself violates their personal rights, while others feel the opposite.
We just want people to be able to have the free speech, free choice to go against the mandate in a sense.
I understand your personal freedoms and whatnot, but there are people that if they get sick, they could die.
In early August, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected to hear a challenge to an Indiana University vaccine mandate, leaving the mandate in effect and allowing other colleges to follow suit.
People were worried about the long-term effects of it. I completely understand that. I encourage people to keep doing their own research and stuff like that to find their own determination if they want to get the vaccine or not. For some of them, it isn't right for them, and that's completely understandable for them.
As of now, the university has not announced any changes to their mandate plans. For BG24 News, I'm Ethan Watts.
Thanks, Ethan. From the Black Swamp Festival to the football game, and even in class, BGSU understands your COVID-19 exposure risk might be high. That's why the university is offering free at-home COVID-19 testing. Test kits are available to anyone and take less than 20 minutes to complete. A doctor can virtually be with you to help guide you through the process if you need assistance. Testing kits are available at the Student Union, Campus Library, Student Rec Center, and every residence hall. Last week, BGSU held its Campus Fest. The festival picked up right where it left off in 2019. Around 300 clubs, offices, and local businesses set up all around campus. Thousands of students flocked to the quad and were met by booths with free swag and food. Some clubs also had interactive games and activities for students to try and win prizes. Campus Fest started in 2000 to get more students involved. 21 years later, the same theme remains. Big Macs and books? That's possible. The Starship delivery robots are expanding in more ways than one. The expansion will allow more Bowling Green residents to order from the robots. Stephen Iwanek had a chance earlier this week to sit down with a spokesperson from Starship Technologies to figure out what the little guys have been up to.
BGSU is one of just 20 colleges in the United States that currently offers Starship food delivery service on their campus. Since fall of 2020, these little robots have been delivering food and beverages to students all across campus. But this year, the robots are traveling even farther.
Probably that you don't have to come to campus to get food. They can bring it to you.
Restaurants including BG Burgers and McDonald's have recently been added to the Starship app that students can use. But some students, especially those living in apartments off campus, are still unable to receive delivery service.
So at the end of the day, what are the robots delivering? Food, right? And the robots travel at a maximum speed of 4.5 miles an hour. So by design, you have a natural limitation on how far you can travel.
However, Starship is always looking to the future, a future that could include faster delivery, wider range, and larger robots.
We know that that's a very popular location, and so we're excited to do that and partner with more and more restaurants around town so that you guys can get the stuff you already love brought right to you. So I see us doing more of that and maybe finding other things that we can deliver, right? Is it a bookstore? Is it, their library books? Are there, IT supplies? What else can the robots bring you that you wish they could?
As of now, students who want to order food from off-campus eating will have to use personal money to pay. For locations on campus, Falcon dollars are accepted.
That was Stephen Iwanek reporting. BGSU is honoring the 20th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11. While this day was traumatic for Americans, it was also a time of togetherness. Take a look. In the Bowen-Thompson quadrangle stands 2,975 American flags to represent the victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
See this flag ceremony, to see everything that BG is really doing is really, really impressive.
I feel like BGSU has put a lot of effort into making those who are forgotten memorized once again.
You hope you don't have to have these types of remembrances because it means something tragic happened. But the fact that we do remember and we do respect our past, and that the lives that were lost and the lives that were changed, we need to keep remembering those things and remembering what brings us together versus what tears it apart.
Although 9/11 was a traumatic experience for many Americans, it's remembered as a day where everybody came together.
That moment, while it was scary, it was also really gratifying to watch Americans stand up for each other and, willing to step in front of problems for other Americans. It didn't matter what your race, your ethnicity was. It didn't matter what other identities that you had. The only identity that mattered was you were a U.S. citizen.
The ceremonies didn't stop there. BGSU continued a yearly tradition of remembrance. Ethan Watts has more.
In the home opener held on September 11th, Bowling Green State University held its annual Heroes Game. During the game, the university recognized prior, current, and future first responders, military members, as well as the lives lost 20 years ago.
Throughout the game, different groups of heroes were called out to the field to be honored. The university had representatives of the Air Force and Army ROTC clubs here on campus. Students of the clubs will commission at the end of their senior year as second lieutenants in their respective military branches.
I'm so humbled to be here and to be surrounded by other servicemen and women that have fought for our wonderful country.
The game was then put on pause to honor BGSU alumnus Bill Ruth. Ruth was a member of the U.S. Army and died during the attacks on September 11, 2001. Local first responders were also acknowledged during the game.
Serving today, it's basically just trying to honor those who've fallen and hopefully making them proud and whatnot to be here and remembering them.
Despite the loss, BGSU still encouraged the bigger message of the day. A day to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice and for those who will carry on that tradition. For BG24 News, I'm Ethan Watts.
What a great way to keep that message alive. Not much can happen in 3 seconds, but for the Falcons, that's all it took to walk away in defeat. Here's a quick recap of BGSU's home opener at the Deutsch.
Steve Iwanek reporting here at Dwight Perry Stadium for BG24 News, where the Falcons took on the South Alabama Jaguars in the 2021 home opener. Now, the game was very competitive until the very end, with both teams trading points left and right all the way up to the final seconds of the game. The game started off perfectly for the Falcons, as special teams was able to generate a safety in the first possession for the Jaguars, taking an early 2-0 lead in the first quarter. The Falcons would carry an 8-6 lead into halftime. In the third quarter, the Falcons would add 10 points to the board to take a 19-12 lead into the fourth quarter. But a crucial fumble late in the quarter, along with the Jaguars' ability to execute on third down, led to the Jaguars' ability to kick a game-winning field goal and escape with a 22-19 victory. Now the Falcons will be home right here again here at Deutsch next Saturday, taking on the Racers from Murray State on homecoming night. For more information about the game, you can always check out bgsuathletics.com or bgfalconmedia.com. For BG24 News, I'm Steve Iwanek.
The Falcons take on Murray State Saturday at 5 p.m. for their homecoming game. That's all the news for today. Thanks for joining us. For more news updates, follow us on social media at BG24TV or go to bgfalconmedia.com. We'll see you next week.